Hi, I'm Emma.
And I am Mariana, and we are gender equality and social inclusion experts working in the global energy sector at Tetra Tech. Take 5 seconds to imagine a male-dominated industry. Can you come up with a percentage of women that are represented in a male-dominated industry? Pick a number. Now, let me tell you the statistics so you can see if your guesstimate was correct. The energy sector is a male-dominated industry, which means that women's participation in the workforce is only 25%. And only 14% are female senior managers. Furthermore, only 35% of all the students enrolled in STEM areas are women. Was this close to the number you had in mind? So, what would be different if the energy sector's workforce were more inclusive? Well, we are missing the chance to have a truly equitable energy transition. And we're missing out on the benefits of inclusive workforces, like improved business performance, more resiliency in times of crisis, and increased creativity, innovation, and openness. Those last traits seem very relevant to addressing the climate crisis. However, despite evidence showing the consistent benefits of inclusive workforces, very few companies are taking advantage of this opportunity. Which brings us to the question, how do we change this? What do we do? Emma, can you share with us your experience in the USAID Engendering Industries program? Are there clear paths and actions to take?
Through the USAID Engendering Industries program, Tetra Tech works with 98 companies in 38 countries, seeking to identify where women and other underserved groups are being left out of the workplace and finding entry points to include them meaningfully. Half of energy consumers are women, so energy companies benefit by having a workforce that mirrors the customer base so they can design more effective products or service that are demanded by everyone. In addition, employing women and helping them with upward mobility has immense externalities for a country's economic growth. Our approach addresses the challenges for women in male-dominated industries that Mariana mentioned earlier by focusing on creating a more inclusive workplace throughout the employee life cycle. Tetra Tech and USAID developed a best practices framework for male-dominated industries. This online resource guides change agents through creating more inclusive workplaces, from creating recruitment practices and performance management systems that are free from unconscious bias, to developing mentorship programs that foster female talent and offering professional development opportunities in an equitable manner. Our surveys and assessments track the organization's progress towards their inclusion goals alongside business benefits from a more diverse and inclusive workforce. Now let me tell you about some of the incredible results we've seen. Companies are developing equitable recruiting practices and setting hiring targets. In the last few years, our partner utilities hired 1,200 women and promoted 1,000 more into leadership and technical roles. Small changes can go a long way. For example, one of our partners in the Caribbean changed the job title of linesmen to line technicians, subsequently increasing their recruitment of female line technicians. Greater awareness about gender discrimination is also shining a light on sexual harassment in some utilities. In response, our partner companies are creating more survivor-centered ways to report sexual harassment. This approach puts the survivor's needs and wishes first, rather than reinforcing a culture of silence in which survivors are afraid to report. So this is easier said than done, but when you put in the effort, it definitely pays off.
Overall, our partner companies are creating better working environments for women, which leads to increased employee engagement, improved customer service, and increased revenue. For example, utilities in India that trained women to become meter readers, which is a job typically held by men, are finally getting customers to pay their bills on time. So now we're calling you to action to increase inclusion in the energy sector development programs. For this, you can join future offerings of the USAID Engendering Industries program or read the Best Practices Framework for Male-Dominated Industries to learn more about our approach. Also, you can encourage your organization to become a signatory of the Women's Empowerment Principles, which offer guidance to businesses on how to promote gender equality and women's empowerment in the workplace, the marketplace, and the community. Thank you, Emma, and thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, Mariana. Thank you.